All right, everybody, here's the deal. We got our 2005 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD 6.6 liter Duramax, and replacing the belt, the unibelt, the fan belt, whatever belt you want to call it. These diagrams all crap out on you where you can't see them, can't understand them. Just thought I'd do a video on that real quick. A couple of things we've done to this truck, if you haven't done it to your Duramax, is other than replace the headlights. We a while back did an EGR delete with a kit. We did the K&N filter setup. That's old, you can tell. We've had to replace a couple of hubs. They don't do real good on these trucks. The whole front end, all the tie rod ends and everything you can imagine. CV axles, the whole front suspension and steering. Steering sucks on Chevys. That's about the worst thing about this truck. Everything else is pretty much great. Axle seal, pretty easy to replace. Getting ready to do a pinion seal and U-joint with over 200,000 miles on it. The pinion seal's leaking really bad, and I hear that there's a collar around that spins. But to keep it short, today is about the belt diagram and a couple of things that I found replacing this belt. Also, if you ever do the water pump on this, it's a bitch. There's a bolt behind the harmonic balancer pulley. So if you pull down the wheel well on the driver's side and you're taking apart some stuff and you're getting at the water pump, which is a gear-driven water pump, bolts on the block, there's a bolt hiding behind the harmonic balancer pulley, and there's some videos on here that are pretty good, helpful about that thing. Ended up buying a big-ass socket. I don't know if it was 32 millimeter or bigger, and using a long breaker bar and a pipe after pinning the flywheel. There's also an inspection plate for that flywheel, so you can pin it. I did not know that on the bell housing, so I took the starter off, which was a real pain too with a four-wheel drive in the way. But anyway, the tensioner is down in there. We'll talk about that. And I'm gonna try to speed this up because this doesn't need to be a long video. It's very simple. You got the alternator. Try and put this, see it all at one time. So you got the alternator right here, and that would be here on the diagram. Then you got the air condition. And then down here you got the power steering, which we had to do power steering hoses. They suck on Chevys. This is your camshaft, I believe, with the fan on it. Then you got the harmonic balancer and the crank down here. And then you have the tensioner that we're going to talk about, and a couple of idler pulleys. And this arm right here is the tensioner arm. And there is a square hole that you can fit your 1/2-inch ratchet into that hole. I'm going to show you that now, and then I use a little pipe just to make it easy. I took this deal off. I mean, I don't know where this is located without the aftermarket stuff, but I took this deal off of there, off the intake, and I pulled this air condition hose out of the way, and I was able to get down in here. This whole deal should take less than 5 minutes with one person. So here's the tensioner. I'm gonna see if I can get down in here. And there's the pulley on it. There's the arm. And somewhere in there, can you see that hole? I think you might be able to see that hole. See if I can get you where you can see that hole without dropping my phone. Right there, if it'll focus, there it is. Square hole right there. It's a little hole, looks pretty damn big right there, but it's not. It's on that arm, and it's a 1/2-inch ratchet. Will fit right in that guy. And it's right there on that arm that you can see down in there. So that's about it. not a big deal. And what I did was, you don't need to go around the fan with the belt or anything. You just drop it down in there between some of these idler pulleys, and you put it around the, what I did was I put it around the harmonic balancer first. You can tell where the groove belt goes on the groove pulleys, obviously, and the back side of the belt goes against the smooth pulleys. If you don't already know that, you probably shouldn't be working on your own truck. The last thing I did was, I think the alternator was the last thing, so I followed this diagram right here, and the last thing I did was I got my wrench down in here, counterclockwise pressure on that spring, and I was able to hold that with one arm and put the belt around the alternator pulley, or maybe it was that pulley, I don't remember, one of those two. So here's what you got one more time. A little review on the order is around the harmonic balancer, around the fan pulley, around the power steering, around the air conditioning compressor, around a idler pulley, around the alternator, around another idler pulley, and around the tensioner, and back to the harmonic balancer. So not a big deal. If you have any questions, put it in the comments and somebody will answer for you, hopefully. Hopefully one of the other knuckleheads on here, because I doubt I'll see it. Maybe I'll check back if you have any questions. Put them in the comments. There's some other great videos on here too. I just thought I'd give back to the YouTube community, since I use YouTube so often to help out with stuff. Have a blessed day.